Python functions. Functions are the building blocks of clean Python code. They let you write a piece of logic once and reuse it as many times as you need. In this video, we will cover everything from basic function definitions to advanced patterns like closures and Lambda expressions. By the end, you will write better, more organized Python code. You define a function with the def keyword, followed by a name and parameters. Type hints like str and the return arrow are optional, but they make your code easier to understand. The docstring at the top describes what the function does. Tools like VS Code use type hints for autocomplete and error checking. Default parameters let you provide a fallback value when the caller does not pass an argument. You can also use named arguments to pass values in any order. This is especially useful when a function has many parameters. Named arguments make the code much more readable. Python functions can return multiple values using tuples. You unpack them into separate variables with a comma. This is called tuple unpacking. It is a clean way to return related values without creating a class or dictionary. You will use this pattern frequently in real projects. Args lets a function accept any number of positional arguments. Inside the function, args is a tuple containing all the values. This is useful when you do not know in advance how many arguments the function will receive. You can call it with 0, 1, or 100 arguments. Kwargs accepts any number of keyword arguments. Inside the function, kwargs is a dictionary. You can combine regular parameters, args, and kwargs in one function. The order matters: regular first, then args, then kwargs. Keyword-only arguments come after the star separator. They must be passed by name, not by position. This prevents mistakes when a function has many parameters. It forces the caller to be explicit about which value goes where, making the code self-documenting. A lambda is a small anonymous function with one expression. You write it with the lambda keyword followed by parameters and a colon. Lambdas are most useful as arguments to functions like sorted, map, and filter. For anything more complex than one line, use a regular def function instead. You can use lambda with map and filter to transform and select elements. Map applies a function to every item. Filter keeps only the items that match a condition. However, in practice, list comprehensions are usually cleaner and more readable than map and filter combined. A closure is a function that remembers variables from its enclosing scope. The inner function captures the factor variable. Even after the outer function finishes, the inner function still has access to factor. Closures are the foundation of decorators, which we will cover in a later tutorial. You can use non-local to modify a captured variable inside a closure. Without non-local, Python treats the variable as local and you get an error. This pattern creates functions with persistent state, like a counter that remembers its value between calls. It is a simple alternative to classes. Docstrings describe what a function does. They appear at the top of the function body as a triple-quoted string. Use the Google-style format with args, returns, and raises sections. Good docstrings help other developers understand your code and show up and help output and IDE tooltips. Variables inside a function are local. They do not exist outside it. Python follows the LEGB rule to find variables: local, enclosing, global, then built-in. It checks these scopes in order. Understanding scope prevents confusing bugs when variable names overlap between functions. This is the most famous Python mistake. Never use a mutable object like a list as a default argument. The default list is created once when the function is defined, and every call shares the same list. The fix is to use none as the default and create a new list inside the function. A higher-order function takes another function as an argument or returns one. The sorted function accepts a key parameter that tells it how to compare items. You can sort by length, by last character, or by any custom logic. This is where lambdas really shine. Here is a practical example that combines functions, dictionaries, and lambdas to build a calculator. A dictionary maps operator strings to Lambda functions. The calculate function looks up the operator and calls the matching lambda. This pattern is cleaner than a chain of if and elif statements. Watch out for common mistakes. If a function has no return statement, it returns none. Avoid using the global keyword to modify variables inside functions. Functions should be predictable. Give them input, get output. Avoid side effects whenever possible to keep your code easy to debug. Let us review the key concepts. Use def to define functions. Add default parameters with equals. Use *args for variable positional arguments and *kwargs for keyword arguments. Lambda creates small anonymous functions. Closures remember variables from their scope. Always write docstrings for public functions. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more tutorials.